Tibet, a land where the earth kisses the sky, where the whispers of ancient prayers ride on the wind, and where time itself seems to pause in reverence. To journey here is not just to travel, it's to step into a living poem where every mountain, every monastery, and every smile tells a story older than memory. Today, I invite you to join me on a pilgrimage to this mystical land. Over 9 days, we'll explore the sacred city of Lhasa, journey through rugged valleys and towering peaks, and stand at the foot of the greatest mountain on earth, Mount Everest. So, take a deep breath, thin air filling in your lungs, and let's begin this adventure together.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm on my way to Tibet, currently in Hong Kong airport. It's going to be a long journey because I'm going to have a night stopover in Kunming, so that's where I'm heading right now. I'll spend there a night, and in the morning I'm taking a flight to Lhasa, so I should land around early noon, and then the journey will begin. I'm a little bit worried because I decided not to take the pills that should suppress the altitude sickness, but I do know that they offer oxygen masks and oxygen tanks in the hotel, so hopefully that would help to mitigate the risks of getting sick. See you at the roof of the world. I'm currently in Kunming. It's 8 p.m. We just landed, flight from Hong Kong. The flight was 2.5 hours, which is not too bad. I booked a hotel which is right at the Kunming airport. And tomorrow the flight to Lhasa is at 3 p.m. So I actually have plenty of time to rest tonight. Super! That's actually quite easy to find. G Hotel. That's where I'm gonna stay overnight, 9 p.m. to time to check in. All right, let's see. So that's a transit hotel. Ooh, listen, not too bad at all. Well, there's no window, but look, it's only like $50. So I'm gonna spend the next 20 hours here. So that's pretty much it. Time to rest. I'm gonna go get my permit because the travel agency was sending the permit to Tibet and apparently left it at the reception. So I'm gonna go collect it and maybe go outside. Now, the most important part was to pick up this thing. This is my permit to enter Tibet. Actually need to have an original copy, which they would send to your hotel when you're transiting through China. Since there are no direct flights between Hong Kong and Lhasa, quite clearly you would have to stop over somewhere. It's either going to be Kunming or Chengdu or Beijing and maybe some other destinations. But for me, Kunming was the easiest because it's only 2.5 hours from Hong Kong. So what my agent did is that he sent this document basically to my overnight hotel here in Kunming. And this is how the permit actually looks like. So there are 2 papers. That's the Lhasa airport. Whew, landed safely. So I'm in Lhasa, just landed. The moment I got off my seat in the airplane, felt this tingling feeling, like the numb feeling in my legs. You feel like you're about to faint. It's pretty scary actually, because I was just standing there waiting for when they're gonna let us out from the aircraft. And I just felt like a minute more and I'm just gonna collapse. I don't know like how I'm gonna react to it in the future. It's just the first couple of minutes as we landed. Once again, it's 3.4 thousand meters above sea level. So far so good, but I was a bit scared. Just waiting for my bag. We'll get out, go through the checkpoint, and I should be picked up by the tour guide and transferred to the hotel.
Touching down in Tibet is like arriving in another world. The air is thinner, the light is sharper, and the mountains, seems to ride endlessly as if they're holding up the very sky. As I stepped off the plane, I was immediately struck by the sense of awe that this place inspires. The Himalayas, those ancient sentinels, stood in the distance, their snow-capped peaks glowing in the sunlight.
Is this like Central Street?
Yeah, center, yeah.
At the airport, I was greeted by my guide and driver, who would be my companion for the next 9 days. Their warm smiles and gentle demeanor immediately put me at ease. We made our way to the St. Rita's Hotel in Lhasa, my home for the next few nights. As we drove through the city, I caught glimpses of prayer flags fluttering in the wind and monks in maroon robes walking purposefully along the streets. The energy was palpable, a mix of ancient traditions and modern life. Did you know that Lhasa, the capital of Tibet, was once the seat of the Tibetan Empire, which flourished from the 7th to the 9th centuries? Today it remains the spiritual and cultural heart of Tibet. As I settled into my room, I couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. This was the starting point of my journey, the gateway to everything that lay ahead. And as the sun set over Lhasa, I knew this was going to be a trip unlike any.
St. Regis. That's the hotel I used to work for when I was in Singapore. All right, let's see. That's an upgraded room. Apparently it's a deluxe room. I don't have much of a view, but look at the size of this room. It's like a suite. And I have a coffee machine, very nicely decorated and styled quarters. There's a working desk here. Oh wow, you even have a speaker. Anyways, but I think I can see a little bit of a Potala Palace. I think that's the one. That those lights. Okay, there's a huge soft seating area. And look at the bathroom! Ah, I love this. So, tomorrow the journey starts at 9:20. I'm gonna be in a group of 20 people. And who are they? I don't know. The guide said it's gonna be a mixture of every nationalities. So yeah, I'm gonna go have some food. I will go for a walk, and then I guess I just need to rest and take it really slow because I don't want to end up falling sick. And oh yeah, by the way, that's a welcome to Tibet traditional scarf. Sounds good. So time to eat, time to rest, maybe take a bath and get ready for tomorrow. Oh, and there is a cute little gift. Welcome to Tibet gift. So this is pretty much moisturizing cream because it's super dry here. It's like -4, but it doesn't really feel cold. And this is some tea. It's not a body tea, but it's some sweetened tea. I don't know, like Tibetan traditional tea. And I get a little Christmas gift, which is lovely. It's very nice of the tour operator to organize this. So very interesting one. Upon arrival, the guy gave me the self-evaluation of altitude sickness, which is pretty, it can get to a pretty severe stage if you look at the paragraph 5. So far, I only experienced shortness of breath and look, and this is the oxygen mask, actually. This is how the oxygen tank. I have got no clue how it works, but you have this little boys here, and then if we power it on, I guess, oh wow, it's working. I guess I'll figure it out later. It's 11 p.m. so I decided to go for a little bit of walk because pretty much I was moving a lot today. I won't say the streets are too empty, but yeah, you don't see a lot of movement, but hey, it's 11 p.m. so...
Tibet, often called the roof of the world, is a region of extremes. With an average elevation of over 4,500 meters, it's one of the highest places on Earth. This high-altitude environment has given rise to some of the world's most awe-inspiring natural wonders, from the towering Himalayas to the pristine lakes that dot the landscape.
That looks pretty authentic. And this corridor looks like from a horror movie. Nah, maybe I'll come back here during the daytime.
But Tibet is more than just its geography. It's a land steeped in spirituality, where Tibetan Buddhism shapes every aspect of life. From the magnificent monasteries to the vibrant festivals, the culture here is as rich and diverse as the landscape.
Well, there's also a mosque here. Well, actually, Muslims have been living here since the 7th century, from what I understand. And I think I just saw a couple of shops that sell halal food as well. I visited the Old Quarters. Now I'm in one of the central streets. You feel the police presence everywhere, which is a good thing in a way because you feel super safe. But at the same time, you do get a bit of feeling as if you're always being watched. And it's not the best feeling, but hey, why would I complain? I unfortunately didn't reach Potala because the advice was not to walk or exercise too much. Just take it easy. So it's been 30 minutes. I was walking around just observing the evening nightlife. Now heading back to the hotel. Hopefully I can sleep a bit better tonight. The altitude symptoms are gone. I'm breathing normally. My heartbeat is regulated. I feel fine in general. But let's see how I sleep through the night and how I wake up tomorrow morning.
Lhasa. The name itself feels sacred, doesn't it? My first full day in Lhasa began with a visit to the Potala Palace, the iconic symbol of Tibet.
Luckily, I feel much better today. My headache is still lingering, but it's not as bad as yesterday.
Standing at the foot of this towering structure, I was overwhelmed by its sheer scale and beauty. The white and red walls seemed to glow in the sunlight, and the golden roofs sparkled like crowns. The Potala Palace is not just an architectural marvel. It's a testament to Tibetan history and spirituality. Built by the 5th Dalai Lama, it served as the traditional residence of the Dalai Lamas and the center of Tibetan governance for centuries. With over 1,000 rooms and standing 117 meters tall, it's one of the largest ancient palace structures in the world.
Yes. So she's from Tibet?
She's a mix.
Inside, the air was thick with the scent of incense and the murmur of prayers. Every room, every corridor felt like a step back in time. The palace is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for its outstanding universal value and cultural significance. Next, we visited the Jokhang Temple, the holiest site in Tibetan Buddhism. The atmosphere here was electric. Pilgrims from all over Tibet circled the temple, their hands clasped in prayers, their faces etched with devotion. I joined the flow of people, spinning prayer wheels and soaking in the spiritual energy. It was impossible not to feel moved.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You can actually hear it's boiling. The water inside is boiling. Central Street's cold water.
But Lhasa is not just about its mountains. It's a living, breathing city. The streets are alive with the sounds of vendors selling their wares, monks in maroon robes hurrying to their duties, and the occasional yaks strolling by. I spent hours wandering the narrow alleys of Barkhor Street, sipping butter tea in the local tea house, and chatting with the locals. Their kindness and warmth made me feel instantly at home. As I drifted off to sleep that night, I felt a deep sense of gratitude. Lhasa had given me a glimpse into the soul of Tibet.
So, just to demo how this machine works, you switch this on. You can actually set a timer from 1 to 99 minutes. This is the level of oxygen, how you want to adjust it. If you want to increase it, you can just fix it up here. Then you take this thing, and you basically open up the pad. These are disposable, so the hotel staff will actually change it every day. Every day I have 2 kits. Then you look for this, for the end of the tube, you insert it here, and you would see the oxygen coming out from here. And this is what you do with this boy. You just put it on. And the next thing you do, you pretty much put inside your nostrils. So, and fix it behind your ears. So that should work. I'm not sure if you're supposed to slip in it, but I guess you can. Not that you're gonna get drunk on oxygen. So anyways, this thing helped me a lot. Pretty much because the altitude sickness is real. So I went for a stroll. Here and there, 20 minutes one way, 20 minutes back. And I was all jovial and really excited and was so happy that I didn't have any altitude sickness, despite the fact that I didn't take any pills, so no Diamox, no nothing. So I was really, really happy. So as I was turning back to my hotel, and to get to the hotel, you need to actually walk up maybe some 50 meters up the slope. And the slope is not really steep. After 10 meters, getting lightheaded, I basically thought that I need to sit down immediately because my legs were getting wobbly, entire body was getting actually weak. And I usually know the moment when I'm about to pass out, because after 10-15 meters, and the hotel is just right there, right? In the main, and I'm already within the territory, within the perimeter of the hotel. And I'm like, I can't make it. So I walked, I made a few steps. I saw that there was like a luggage trolley parked in the corner. I literally reached to the trolley. I sat down, and the next thing I know is I'm opening my eyes. I don't understand where I am, what's going on. And then consciousness coming back. And I found myself laying on the ground. Quite clearly, I blacked out, so I fell off the trolley and was just like laying like this, motionless. And it was like 10:30 p.m., so there were not too many people, and the temperature
in the evening, it gets to sub-zero. I tried to sit up, I couldn't, but then I realized that I'm sitting on a concrete, so it's not going to be a good thing for me, right? Because I'm going to get sick, and that's it. The trip is over. So I pulled myself up. I got up to the trolley, rested my butt there because the trolley had some sort of cushion. And the trolley, like dizzy, absolutely smashed, like worse than a hangover. You can't even move. So I actually had to rest, lay down. I lay down for a minute or two and tried to sit back up again, and then back and forth. Then after 10 minutes, I tried standing up and I just couldn't. You stand up, but like you feel like very nauseous and you feel like you're gonna collapse. Your entire body is just like giving up. So I sat back down, sat for another maybe 10 minutes. So I swear it probably took me 1 hour in the cold out there. And the main entrance to the hotel is literally 25 meters away. So anyways, I tried. I think 30 to 35 minutes. I made an attempt to stand up again. I walked 5 meters. I sat down on another cushion that was actually inside the building. And then I was like, I need to do something because I'm getting cold. So I stood up finally and started moving slowly, like snail pace, literally. So for me, to make that other 25 minutes to reach the main entrance of the hotel when it's warm and where there are people to help me, it took me another 15 minutes. I was literally walking, leaning against the wall. Walking, leaning against the wall. But I realized that I can't sit down because the moment you sit down, that's it. You can't stand up. And so I made it all the way to the main entrance, slowly got onto my room. In the elevator, I already felt like puking. I got into my room and I literally just collapsed on bed. I was shivering for like 1 hour. My fingers wouldn't get warm for like 40 or 50 minutes. So since morning, I actually felt much better in the morning. So I started taking pills. The question is, how am I gonna feel tomorrow? Because tomorrow we are gonna gain on altitude. From Lhasa, we are moving all the way to Shigatse, which is the second largest city in Tibet. And we're gonna spend a night there. And I think it's close to 4,000 meters. Look at this big mastiff. The road to Everest Basecamp is not for the faint of heart. It's a journey that tests your endurance, your patience, and your resolve. But it's also one of the most rewarding experiences you will ever have. Our journey began with a drive from Lhasa to Shigatse, passing through the stunning Yamdrok Lake and the Korla Glacier. The landscapes were breathtaking, rolling hills, turquoise lakes, and snow-capped peaks as far as the eye could see.
Altitude 5,000. I'm feeling quite okay while I was taking pills in the past 48 hours. But now it's my eyes that are giving up. I don't know if it's due to the sun or anything else, but it gets watery, so I can't actually open it up properly. I just took off my contact lens because I think it's also because of the altitude. The lens are probably shrinking, or maybe because it's too dry. You just have to be here to understand how it feels. Very nice. So we're finally in Shigatse, second largest city, and that's the Hilton Hotel, where I'm staying literally for 12 hours because tomorrow they are gonna pick us up and we're going to the site for Everest Basecamp, the guest house. Anyways, it's not bad of a hotel. International brand, was just opened this year. Yeah, well, sadly, staying here just literally 12 hours. And this is the city of Shigatse. No, I think it's the inner garden, probably. These are the streets of Shigatse. It actually looks much more flamboyant and urbanized than Lhasa, although it's the largest city. So Lhasa is the second largest city. Lhasa is the largest. But you can tell this street particularly reminds me of Wanfuding in Beijing. So it's really interesting how different the cities are. This is a very typical Chinese city. I mean, population-wise, they're the same. Lhasa and Shigatse are 800,000. Elevation-wise, Lhasa is 3.6 and we're currently at 3.8. So yeah, I'm impressed. Wide streets here. Yeah, let's go find some food. Although I'm still cashless and my WeChat doesn't work. You can't make any transactions. Wish me luck. People are just dancing. Why not? Anyways, let me go find some food.
In Shigatse we stayed overnight, and in the evening I was just wandering around the urban streets, exploring the city on my own, while the rest of the group was resting in their respective hotels.
Okay, let's do some unpacking. I did for some shopping because I needed to buy some fruits. Apples, some mandarin. It's a new year after all, right? A version of Chinese lace crisps, and ta-da! I found in a Chinese convenience store a freaking Russian roll, biscuit roll. This is so awesome. This is like my childhood. I had no clue that they're actually selling it here in China.
The next day we set off for Everest Basecamp. The drive was long and challenging, with steep mountain passes and winding roads. But the views were worth every bump and curve.
Oh my god, this is jaw-dropping. Look at this Himalaya. Permafrost.
Later on, we stopped by at the plateau to take in the panoramic view of the Himalayas. It was a moment of pure awe. Finally, after hours of driving, we arrived at Drepung Monastery, the highest monastery in the world. From there, it was a short drive to Everest Basecamp.
Let's start walking closer towards the base camp. See what's behind me? See that? You see that? Alright, let's move forward. And here I am in Tibet, enjoying it to the fullest. It was a bumpy ride the past 4 days before we reached this point because I passed out, I had terrible headaches, I didn't feel well. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna make it. I wasn't sure if the Diamox was gonna help or the oxygen and stuff like that, but I am very happy at this very moment.
Standing there at the foot of the world's tallest mountain, I felt a mix of emotions: awe, humility, and an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. Mount Everest, known as Chomolungma in Tibetan, is considered a sacred mountain in Tibetan Buddhism. It's believed to be the dwelling place of the goddess Myolang-Sanama, and climbing it is seen as a spiritual undertaking. For centuries, Tibetan pilgrims have made arduous journeys to the base of the mountain to pay their respects and perform religious rituals. As the sun set, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold, I sat quietly, taking it all in. This was the culmination of my journey, a moment I would carry with me for the rest of my life. Tibet had given me so much: its beauty, its spirituality, its people. And as I looked up at Everest, I realized that this wasn't just a trip, it was a transformation.
This is lovely. So this is the guest house where we're staying on the way back from Everest. It's not too far from Everest. It's probably like 20 kilometers. Everest Basecamp. I was expecting something less lavish and less luxury. You can definitely tell that the room is very new. And when they told us it's going to be a guest house, I was expecting like bunk beds and like a room shared by 10 people. But clearly this is not. You have a massive TV here. And importantly, you have a freaking toilet. A heated toilet. A Japanese high-tech heated toilet with bidet function. Anyways, time to fuel up, go get dinner. And tomorrow we are driving back to Shigatse.
As I boarded the plane to leave Tibet, I found myself reflecting on everything I had experienced. This land with its towering mountains and ancient traditions had left an indelible mark in my soul. Tibet is more than just a destination. It's a reminder of the power of nature, the resilience of the human spirit, and the beauty of simplicity. It's a place that challenges you, inspires you, and changes you. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope that through my eyes, you've been able to catch a glimpse of the magic that is Tibet. And who knows, maybe one day you'll find yourself standing at the foot of Everest, feeling the same sense of wonder that I did. Until then, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep seeking the extraordinary. This is me, signing off from the roof of the world. Stay curious and have a good one.